You perfectly plan your day, maybe even your whole week. You know what you need to do and when you need to do it. But when the time comes, you suddenly feel a wall of resistance, like an invisible force is holding you back. As a normal human being, you choose the path of least resistance and rationalize to yourself that you can do it later. In other words, you procrastinate. In this video, I'll talk about where this resistance comes from and how to overcome procrastination for good. The first thing that you need to be aware of is that procrastination and this resistance that you're feeling is an emotional issue. And this emotional issue is usually a fear of something. Personally, my fears were often related to fear of judgment from other people and fear related to perfectionism. It took me a long time to realize that those two fears were the main reasons for my procrastination. But after becoming aware of it became a lot easier to not procrastinate. Fears related to judgment from other people and perfectionism is probably common fears that a lot of other people feel too. But if you want to find your exact fears, I would definitely recommend to journal. When you're procrastinating, pull up the note app on your phone or computer, or even a physical clean sheet, and start writing down exactly what you're thinking and feeling in the moment. If you're not journaling, it's like trying to solve complicated math problems in your head instead of doing it on a sheet. Trying to do it all in your head is going to take a lot more focus. It's going to take longer, and you might not even solve the problem. And when you're procrastinating, instead of it being complicated math problems, it's complicated life problems. That is why you want to journal when you procrastinate. Give it a try, and I'm confident that you're going to be pleasantly surprised by how clear your thinking is going to get after it. The next thing I'm going to talk about is something I call the compass, and I'm going to preface it with some of Chris Williamson's tweets lately. The magic you're looking for is still in the work you're avoiding. You still need to do the thing. Did the thing. Do the thing on a Saturday. This is the essence of what I like to call the compass. The task that you're trying to avoid the most is the exact task that you should be doing right now. Out of all the tasks on your task list, the task that you're trying to avoid the most is the exact task that will bring you the furthest ahead. And I also realized that this is the game productive people are playing. Who is the fastest at starting to do the thing they don't want to do? Speed of implementation. That is the name of the game. Next up, I'm gonna walk you through how this can look like in practice. Let's say you have planned what you needed to do and when you needed to do it. And when the time comes for you to do it, you start to feel this resistance. The first step is to become aware of it. And if you're new, I would definitely recommend you to start journaling. Next up is to have an experimental viewpoint. Maybe you just heard about this concept, or maybe you don't believe it, or maybe you believe it theoretically, but you haven't experienced it yet, so you don't know how it feels emotionally. Just think for yourself that you're going to test this concept out. So write down what you're thinking and feeling when you're procrastinating, when you feel the resistance. Then write down that you're going to test this concept, that you're going to do the task that give you the most resistance. And also write down that you're going to come back to this journal afterwards to reflect on how it went. After you manage to do this, it's going to feel amazing. But what's more important is that you built up a piece of evidence for yourself. I touched upon this earlier, but understanding this theoretically is not enough. You have to experience it and give your body and mind emotional evidence that it's better to do the work you're trying to avoid than to procrastinate. And as you build more evidence for yourself, this is going to work, the faster you're going to realize when you procrastinate, and the faster you're going to start doing the thing you don't want to do the most. Another tip I want to give for this process is that when I feel this resistance building up, I don't fight it or become angry. I become aware of it, I might journal about it, I accept it, and then I start doing the work. That is all for this video. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the subscribe button or check out the next video that is linked here. And if you want to get even more self-improvement insights, my free to-do list template, or you just want to get to know me better, join my free newsletter that is linked below.